This morning, we're going to be talking about stress and how it literally kills us on the inside, and then additionally, some ways to reduce stress because it's going to happen anyway, right? Enjoy the show. Financially free and enjoy more of what the world has to offer in this action one, because this is where most human beings screw the pooch. So a little one-person trampoline. Very, if I screen shared it, like there's no excuse. Like phone numbers are just out there. You just got to pick up the phone, smile, and dial. So. Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk Tanner Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help make you the absolute best entrepreneur you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. We get better for them, right? So this morning, we're going to be talking about stress. And I'm going to spend the first half of the show talking about 7 reasons, several broad reasons, and then a bunch of little ones underneath it of how stress is literally killing us. And then we're going to go over just some strategies, and I even have a bonus exercise for us. So stay in tune towards the end. We will have a bonus exercise, a breathing exercise that I really like, something simple that you can put in your back pocket that can hopefully help with stress. A question that I wanted to ask before we get started this morning on the board. So we're talking about stress is how long will you be mad? I like this question. I really do. So I want to put in your ear. I like to ask myself this question. Is a lot of stress comes from just the day-to-day stuff, working with whatever coworkers, maybe we're working with even children or adults who are acting like children, right? And stress starts to creep in. So I want you to ask this when you're dealing with friends, family members, or whatever a difficult situation is. How long will you be mad? How long will you be mad? 1 minute, 5 minutes, 5 years, 10 years? You can see how this stuff can really compound into a really long time frame. So that's a back pocket question I wanted to put on the board. I'm going to start putting up like question of the day type stuff. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So these are 7 ways stress that literally kills you. So first off is physical health. Your physical health. Stress, this hormone can rush through and cause cardiovascular issues, literally jack your heart up, weaken your immune system, your ability to fight off diseases, digestive problems such as IBS, and even muscle tensions and aches. People get so stressed and tense that the muscles bind and then blood can't properly get through, causing everything from all the articles and stuff I was trying to read through and do this morning, muscle tension and pain leading to conditions like tension headaches. People get a lot of headaches. I've had a few clients who had really bad ones with that, and chronic pain in general. So physical health, stress will beat you up. Okay. Next, we have mental health. So think of things. Stress causes anxiety, depression, cognitive impairment, sleep disorders. All of these things beating us up, chewing us up mentally. Think of the anxieties that we feel throughout the day. Was it caused by some type of stress? Very possible, happens all the time. And when people are stressed for really long periods of time, you can see how it can turn into something like depression because it's such a painful experience a lot. And then if that is your reality for too long, people can slip into something deeper, lose hope, and be depressed, unfortunately. Under cognitive impairment, we had this down because I just believe when you're stressed, like remembering things is harder. Making decisions is harder. Think of all the things that you need to do, and whether it's analyze, make decisions, kind of break things down and use your knowledge base to your advantage. How smart do you think someone is smarter or dumber when they're really stressed out? Do you think they're going to do better on the test when they're really stressed out, or do you think they're going to do worse? There's a lot of there was one of these studies that I was reading that was pretty cool. All of these people, they were either really stressed about taking this exam, or some of them were really excited and happy about it. And the ones who were really stressed had a really hard time with like long-term memory and short-term memory, both in both departments. So even if you want to just perform at a higher level cognitively, it seems like reducing stress can be really helpful. And the last one on here for mental health I wanted to add was sleep disorders. Just not even being able to sleep because you're so stressed from, maybe it's work, maybe it's your relationship, maybe it's family, maybe it's this, but we got to let that stuff go or else it can really eat us alive. Okay, on to the next one, behavioral changes. So this is the third way that stress kills us. If you're just now joining us, we're going over 7 ways stress kills you. And third is behavioral changes. So when you're stressed, we just talked about how we're not thinking too logically, cognitive impairment starts to set in. And this is where people have unhealthy coping. When you are coping, this usually comes in the form of eating too much food, drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes, doing something along these lines. This is a coping mechanism that many of us have used for a very long time and will continue to use, unfortunately, and will continue to get killed by this level of stress. Is we know that we don't even want these things. We just want something to take our mind off of feeling bad about being stressed. So we just want something to cope, and stress usually causes us to be unhealthy coping. You get to that point of the day, I don't care anymore. It doesn't matter. Whatever. It's all bullshit anyway. The universe doesn't care. Give me that extra large chocolate shake with a couple cookies on the side, and then crack open, your bottle of liquor and smoke a couple cigarettes and just make all the pain go away. And it's like, oh, that is killing you as well. So we got to be really careful of that. And it's funny when we say these things out loud, it's like, that doesn't make any sense. But humans are emotional creatures and we act off of emotions and not logic. So we'll get to some strategies on the stress part of that. So hormonal imbalances in general, and one of the examples I wanted to put down, cortisol that comes from your kidneys. There's just the stress is causing all of these systems, and when the information is communicating between the systems, it's just jacking stuff up. So of course we're so riled up and jacked up because our cortisol and other hormones and stress hormones are just running rampant and going crazy in our bodies. So it's like, no wonder why I feel like a maniac. So stress comes in, and then we start to feel in a hormonal imbalance, and then it kind of just causes other stuff that we're just listing off to, such as physical health, mental health, and behavioral changes, talking how it all works together. It's crazy how the human body all works together. Kind of, you got your whole plumbing system going on in your body, and it's distributing certain things, and stress has an impact on what's getting distributed and how that works. So be very careful. Hormonal imbalances, number 4 ways it kills you. Next is weight gain. So we talked a little bit about coping, but I wanted to just put theirs on there for a side segment in general. So stress is heavily linked to people gaining weight. And I believe this is from the reading I was doing, seemed just appetite irregularity. Not so much. There's a lot of people who I'm sure you know, or maybe you do or you don't. They don't actually eat that much more food than everyone, but they still look unhealthy. Like they have weight in the wrong places. Or maybe they're just mathematically gaining the weight. I think it's appetite irregularity. So you'll be stressed and riled up all day, and then you'll get home, and then the last 2 hours of the day, you should not be eating food. Your digestive system is it relies off of gravity a lot. So being vertical, having your core vertical after you eat food is very important. See this all the time. People just eat a bunch of food and then like lay down and take a nap. It's like, dude, you have stomach acid and all this stuff like backing up. So think of your plumbing system, and then it's supposed to go down. It's supposed to go down, or it's really, like a back and forth zigzag, really really long, because human intestines are really long. Anyway, so you're laying backward, you're laying flat. How is that gonna? You have to use so much more muscle and blood to get the food to like push down and go, that it takes 10 times as long to digest it properly. And also you have a bunch of acid and like nasty stuff like creeping back up in it. So, but really, people don't really take the time to think about that. And then we eat a ton right before bed, and we're just like, screw it, and just like lay down or go to bed or this and that. So I think stress causes us to just have our appetites be all jacked up. Like, I'm so riled up from work all day long that I don't eat anything. And then I eat like a complete savage right before I go to bed. And so eating at the wrong times, I believe, is important. And eating in the right windows is really important. Just as important as, just the type of calories and the food, the macronutrients that you're getting. But appetite regularity, I think, is causing a lot of weight gain, and that is killing us. So that was number 5 reason why. We're on 7 ways stress kills you, and that was number 5, weight gain. Next is accelerated aging. So it's wild to just say it out loud, but stress kills people. And there's something about the aging of cells and stress is like this fight or flight response, to my understanding. And it's literally turning the wheels of time that much faster in your body. What would be an example of this? So if you looked at any president over the last how many ever years, they're getting older and older, but you could definitely see the aging of the person who was sitting in the office. There's a lot of memes about it, or there's a lot of jokes about it in general, but the person sitting in the Oval Office, it looks like they aged 20 years in like the 4 years that they're in office. And I believe that stress is a huge part of this. And it's something about the aging of the cells and pushing them through their cycles way faster than they need or they want to, because you're in this fight or flight response and everything's so intense that it makes sense that our systems are kicking into overdrive, and anything that gets pushed into overdrive for too long wears out, breaks down, and dies a lot quicker. Think of it like a car, or if you run a car really really hard for a really long time, do you think it's going to die sooner? Probably. Okay, increased risk of chronic diseases in general. So this stuff is pretty wild. We're talking about just aging in general, and the aging, and this compounds with the unhealthy eating, and it all compounds together. We see how stress, comes in at the 7th way that stress can kill you, is increased risk of chronic diseases. I am a true believer with this. The science was a little bit back and forth on just reading a few different articles. Again, I'm sure a medical doctor could explain this a little stronger to you guys, but diabetes, autoimmune disorders, and literally cancer. People are so stressed that it can drive to the point that you get these horrific diseases. These diseases are next to impossible to recover from. So that's why I asked the question of, how long will you be mad today? Say if something goes wrong, is it worth it? Is it worth it? People will drive themselves up a wall. And for what? To get a disease like this? Not worth it, man. Not worth it. And I get it. Everyone's in a different chapter, and we all handle things in different ways. But I believe if we had the right knowledge and the right base and the right priorities, like, screw these diseases. I don't want nothing to do with that. And you can really help yourself avoid this type of stuff just by being less stressed more often. So cheers to that. That was 7 ways stress kills you. So, all right, after the doom and gloom stuff is all done, let's talk about ways to reduce stress. You're like, Tanner, geez, everything's trying to kill me. And it's true. It's part of being a human being. But 3 ways to maybe help reduce the stress and hopefully help with longevity, health, positiveness, happiness, all that good, great stuff. So these are what I believe are the 3 best ways to reduce stress. These are what work for me. What works for you might be a little different, but this is what works best for me. Number 1, unbeatable is exercise. Lifting weights, doing cardio, working out is the best stress reliever I have found. It's number 1 for me. It's just absolutely incredible. You can't even like put into words the benefits that you get from just exercising. Like the hormonal balances we were talking about. We're talking about just supported appetite, like you eat at the appropriate times. It gets blood and nutrients moving through your body like no other. It helps with helping with just those digestive problems. You strengthen your immune system, cardiovascular issues. It helps with pretty much all of the problems that we were talking about, right? So exercise, number 1, make sure to get that exercise in. Next up is breathing exercises, meditation, really. So meditation, if someone is stressed and they don't believe they deserve it, say if you think, I don't deserve to be stressed. It turns out life is not fair and life doesn't care. The universe is completely indifferent to our daily stresses. I would highly suggest and recommend to meditate, to do some type of breathing exercise. Please, I can't stress this enough. A lot of people get the exercise metaphor like physical activity, this and that. Oh yeah, of course I'll do that. But this gets blown over so much. And I really am trying to be a strong advocate for this. I get it. There's a lot of people in the space who are like singing Kumbaya, and it can be a little weird, but we just got to do it. It's just like everything else. We got to sleep. We got to exercise. We got to meditate. It's just part of the day. Or don't be surprised that you're stressed. It's just really that powerful of a tool. Like it's just training the mind, just like you would be training the bicep if you were lifting weights or something like that. So breathing exercises, can't get them enough. So let's go ahead and we're going to go over one of these breathing exercises that I have right here. So the aim is to do this for about 3 minutes. That's it. 3 minutes. Can I have 3 minutes of your morning? Please join me on this breathing exercise. Just a few minutes. And this one's really easy. This is called equal breathing. So equal breathing is you're going to sit in a comfortable position. You could possibly even lay down, whatever's more comfortable for you. And then you're going to just focus on the breath and you're going to equally breathe into your nose and out of your mouth. Into your nose and out of your mouth. And I'm going to do this for counts of 4 seconds. Counts of 4 seconds. So into the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. And you should start to feel your body relax. Go ahead and do that for about 3 minutes. If you want to take it even a step further, so we're breathing into the nose. And then I like to hold my breath for 4 seconds. So I breathe into the nose. I hold for 4 seconds. And then I breathe out my mouth for 4 seconds. So this matches something another variation called box breathing, but you can play around with these and I highly recommend them. It really helps with relieving stress. I'm riled up when I'm doing a morning show and I can already feel like my shoulder muscles relax. I have a lot of neck tension and this stuff I can't even describe it. It has changed my life so dramatically just doing these breathing exercises once a day. It really works. Try it for yourself. And there's a variation of breathing exercises in the class that I have for One Page Life Plan, there's 7 guided ones where you meet with me and we do like a guided one. Those ones are really fun. But that stuff's healing, man. It really, really helps. So try it out. So that was the bonus for today. Try equal breathing in 4 counts into your nose, and then just slowly exhale 4 counts out of your mouth. Equal breathing back and forth. Give me 3 minutes, please. And the last one, so we had 3 ways to reduce stress. First off, it was exercise, getting that physical activity in today, going for a walk, lifting some weights, something. Next up, we had a breathing exercise, a form of meditation. Don't expect yourself to not be crazy if you're not meditating. It's just humans are insane. And then the last one we have is social support. Go figure, social support. So this is the third best tool that I use to relieve stress in my own life. Connecting with friends. Call somebody on your cell phone. You don't have to scroll through social media all the time. You can actually connect with someone, give them a call, see how they're doing, just listening back and forth. Maybe you have a conversation you haven't had with somebody in a long time that would make you feel better. Or maybe you could join some type of organization, or you could go to some club for physical activity so you can get 2 birds with 1 stone. So social support, maybe you need to just talk to your partner. Maybe you need to just talk to your parents. Maybe you need to talk to your kids. Just seeking social support has been a great way for me to reduce stress, and I highly encourage it for other people because I think it promotes everything from excitement to relaxation, everything in between. And life is a lot more fun with friends. I think so. So seeking social support and doing it in fun ways that help inspire you. But those were the 3 ways to reduce stress. We went over 7 ways that stress killed you, and then 3 ways to reduce it. So that's all I had. This was episode 350 on the Talk to Tanner Morning Show. So why stress kills people, how to reduce stress. And in case you needed to hear it today, I love you. You're a badass. Let's reduce the stress. And don't forget to ask the question, how long will you be mad? How long will you be mad? Couple minutes, couple hours, couple days, couple years? Good question to ask. Cheers, friends. I got to bounce. Everyone have a wonderful day. I'll see you live again tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time with another episode of Talk to Your Morning. Cheers, friends. Peace.